Hello, welcome to All Tech Fusion. In previous video of the current playlist, we went through the concept time complexity as it was the basic concept whenever we are saying the term data structure. So now moving forward, we will be actually starting the concept regarding the data structure. So whenever we say that I want to learn data structure, then first topic which came in our mind is array because array is the basic data structures which used to store the data. So in this video also, as I already told, we will be doing all the things in JavaScript, and whenever we want, we will switch the language to Java and all. So in JavaScript, the array concept is somewhat different because here if you want to check how to the declaration of array is, so in JavaScript, the array is single variable that is used to store different elements. And in other languages, the array is a reference to the multiple variables. But in JavaScript, array is single variable that stores the multiple elements. Now, an array in JavaScript can store different type of elements like numbers, strings, boolean value, all in a single variable. So no need to create the different array for different data types. We can create the single array to store the different data types. And again, there are such properties are there like dot length and all, which will return the length, actual length plus one. And moving towards the declaration, we will not take so much time on this declaration and all because I think many of you may aware about this thing because these are the prerequisites for array. Please watch video until end because in this video we will be focusing not only on array as a code, but how engine actually runs the code in backend. Means whenever we are creating the array, actually what happens when we are pushing some elements to the array, then what actually happening in background, that we will be learning in this video. So those concepts are like array internals, then how to boost the performance if we are using playing with the array, then at that time which points should we take into the consideration while doing the coding, and what are the do's and don'ts to improve the performance while iterating or dealing with the arrays. That all the concepts we are covering in this video, so be on the video till end. Now here there are three types of means multiple types of declaring the arrays. First type we are directly initializing the array with the values. So it will create the array having elements which are defined over here. Then second way that is we are creating the array of particular length or fixed length. In this case it will create the array of five undefined elements. Now creating the array in third way that is directly assign the value or add the value while creating the array. So it will create the array with element all-text fusion. These are the some declaration ways of arrays. There are multiple other ways and I'm using here where the late is also there, const is also there. That is again another topic. If you want, you can add the comment in the comment box so that I will make video on that also. The difference between var, let and const. Now we are going toward the concept that is actually array internals. I'm having so much interest in this concept actually. Many of you may curious about what is happening whenever we are adding some value to array whenever we are declaring the array in background. So for that we are introducing the concept as a array internals. So first of all I will type one command to debug the code whatever we are writing. So actual live debugging, we will declare one array as a const array is equal to undefined. So now it created the array value as a undefined. We're actually checking it in the V8 engine, how engine deals with the array. Now I want to debug this. So for that I'm using the command percentage debug print over here. percentage debug. Okay, I will pass the array name, and now it shows all the information for us. Now here we will focus on memory layout, size restrictions, and some interesting implementation detail about the JavaScript array. Now assume means my system is of 64-bit only, so we can assume that we are having system of 64-bit, and we are using this node allow native syntax command so that we will able to debug v8 functions. Now here you can check we are having elements as a fixed array of zero length and packed SMI elements. So here it is creating the array with fixed size to store the data. But for now, size is zero. And our elements are packed as a packed SMI elements. Now, what is packed SMI elements means those are small integer, hence it is called as a SMI, small integer. Now, we will come towards this topic or this particular word keyword after some time. Now, array is creating the array with the fixed size. Now I will do one thing. I will push some value to the same array. Array dot push 40, and again I will debug it the same array. Now you can see here array length is changed to 17. So we see that internal array used as a backing store has changed to fixed array 17. Initially it was 0, now it is changed to 17. The new array has the same element kind. Element kind is same, that is packed SMI elements. This is the element kind. But only changed thing is its size. And it means it is allocating the memory more than we required actually, but it is a fixed, it is not it is not changing, it is a fixed actually. So that is the concept behind the array, what is actually happening in the background, and what are the packed semi elements, and what is the element kinds that will cover slowly. So we'll slowly we move towards the another concepts as well. So now we will move towards the element kinds. Here you can check element kind is there. Element kind says packed SMI elements. It means it is a small integer. So what actually this stands for? Actually, while running the JavaScript code, V8 means V8 engine keeps the track of what kind of elements each array contains. Means it's kind actually means integer, character, float, string, anything. This information allows engine to optimize any operations on the array specifically for this type of elements. For example, whenever we are dealing with the calls like reduce, map, or for each on the array, then V8 engine optimize those operations based on what kind of elements present in the array. So according to the element kinds, it will optimize the way to iterate those elements whenever we are calling the reduce map or for each operators. Now actually JavaScript doesn't differentiate or distinguish between the integers, floats, doubles, because we are declaring array as a single data type and we are pushing any value to that array. But in background, engine makes the difference between them. Hence, engine introduced the element kinds to handle such things. So now here packed SMI elements is there. So now I am pushing now array dot push float value, that is 4.1. Now array size is 2 and I will again write the debugger. Now here you can check element kind changed to packed double elements. Previously it was SMI element means small integers. Now it converted to double elements. Now again if I push another value like array dot push character like C, and again I will try to debug this, then you can check element kinds change to packed elements. So actually while coding we don't know, we just know that okay we are having single array, we will do any operation whatever we want on that array, and JavaScript does not distinguish between the any data type. But it is not like that. Yes, JavaScript not, but actually in background engine will deal with this array concepts, and for that purpose it is using element kinds to differentiate between them. Now what about holy double elements, and that's all these concepts we will cover slowly step by step. Now here the values or the entries which we are adding to the array, which are the float or as a character, so those are float, are not considered as a small integers, hence element kind is changing to the double element. And for characters or string, they are not considering it as either small integer or as a double, hence it is packing as a packed elements. Now element kind transition is also having one flow. Okay, it is not like that it will move in reverse direction or whatever direction is there. Because for example, if you check over here, I will push now again small integer, that is 4. So now ideally if we think that it should element kind should be now small integer, correct? Means I think all are guessing same, but it is not like that. Element kind is packed elements only. So this is the difference. That transition means transition between element kinds is specific. It is not in whatever direction we want. Now again, if I'm pushing some double value over here, 4.4, then actually when I was learning, I thought that okay, it will now transition will happen to double, but it is not like that. It is packed elements only. So why it is like that? So that will that also I will answer this question as well. Now element kinds transition will go in only one direction, that is for example packed small integers element to packed elements. Once an array marked as a packed elements, then it will not come back to the packed double elements or packed small integer elements. This is the flow actually. It is having only one direction flow. Now why? I will answer this question also. Before answering this question, we will go through the concept packed versus holy kinds, means element kinds. What is difference between them? So for that I am again declaring one array over here, initializing the array. Okay, sorry, I think copying mistake. Sorry, I will copy this, copy and paste. Okay, I'm declaring the array, but I think uncaught syntax error identifier array is already been declared. Okay, sorry. Then I will again declare the array as array1. So now it is showing as a undefined. I want to debug array1. Element kinds is packed elements. Okay, because it contains all the values. Now I will assign one value over here. I will directly assign array1 at 9 is equal to 1. And now I will again debug this. Now you can see here kind is element kinds is holy elements. Okay, what is this? Actually, previously we only saw the small integers, double and packed elements. Then what is wholly elements? Because in previous trait it was a packed elements and now it is a wholly elements. Okay. So actually V8 makes the difference because operation on packed elements means packed elements in the array can be done in optimized way because V8 can optimize the operations on the packed elements quickly. But for wholly arrays or for wholly elements means which are packed as a wholly not packed, okay, we the elements which are the wholly, for that it will require some type and to look on the prototype chain and all. We will not go deep in that. So means the simply if I want to say, then for packed elements V8 engine can quickly do the operation and it will quickly go through the it. But for wholly elements it will require some time to check or take a look on the prototype chain and all. The most common element kinds come in packed and wholly favors. Operation on packed array are more efficient than the operation on wholly array. That is the difference. Now here we will check the flow for these elements. Here you can check. This is the blog which is written by me only. The element kinds lattice, that is packed semi elements, small integer elements. It can be converted to the packed double elements. Then it can be converted to the packed elements. After that, packed elements can be converted to the wholly elements. Now, packed small integer elements can convert it to wholly small integer elements, and wholly small integer elements can be converted to wholly double elements, and again it can be converted to the wholly elements. So this is the one direction flow, double elements to the double elements. So there is no bidirectional flow is there, it is in a single direction only. So now I will answer that question which we raised previously, that why the transition is happening. So it's only possible to transition downwards through the lattice. This is a rule. Okay, this is a rule by of V8 engine only. Once a single floating point number is added to the small elements, means if we are having 1 and then we are pushing 1.0 or 1.1, then it will get converted to the double. Even if you later override the float with integer again, then one whole will be created, and once the whole is created it is marked as a wholly element forever, even when you fill it later. And actually there are 21 different element kinds. Okay, if you want to go you can visit that. 21 different element kinds are there. We are only covering these only: packed and wholly elements, packed small, wholly small, but multiple element kinds are there. So if one is interested and curious about these element kinds, then he or she can visit this site as well. Now, as we discussed, we will be checking how to improve the performance of the array. So to improve the performance, actually we will take the example of some codes. So here we are doing something and iterating the array for the items which are not null. So reading beyond the length of an array can have a performance impact actually. This code can read all the elements in the array and then one more. So it only ends once it finds undefined or null element. So this can uh, cause a performance issue for us. Now again there is one more bad way which I want to show you here, that is equal to I is less than or equal to array dot length. Again the same. Uh, Here the last iteration reads beyond the array's length, which returns the undefined, and hence it causes a performance issue. So simply just write array. So don't try to go outside the length of an array. Just try to improve it in this way. Now again, avoid the element kind transition. Means generally now, as now we studied, I think before I also don't know that how the transition is happening. I will push any value to the array, but actually that small performance issue is there which we generally ignore. So avoid the element kind transition, because don't do the transition like small integers to double elements, double to packed and all. Just ignore, and anywhere it is needed, then you can go for it. Now here you can check packed as small in elements. Then I'm pushing -0, so it is converted to packed double elements. Again here the array is defining as a 3 to 1 value, and I'm pushing nan or nn and infinity, so it converted to packed double elements. So please avoid this type of transitions while dealing with the array. It may cause the performance issue, which will be the small. You are thinking that it will be the small in the code, but actually when we are writing the bigger code, and if we are adding this performance issue one by one, then it will be the big problem. Okay. So while coding only, you can think on these points and code accordingly. And one more point is, to boost the performance, actually avoid creating the holes. Okay, as we discussed over here, once the array marked as a, or that those elements marked as a holy elements, then after that it will take more time to take a look on the prototype chain, and then when it will perform the action, or perform the action on that particular element. So please avoid creating the holes. Now, if one wants to trace actually the transition which happens between the array, actually means what is the previous transition and how the transition happened. So for that, I'm having one more command. Here, this simple array is there, simple array declaration, and then just assigning some value, float value to that array. So transition is happening over here. Now I will come outside the syntax, means debugging syntax, and will write one more command, that is node trace element, to trace the transition. Here you can check element transition happen from packed small integer to packed double elements. The code is there. Here it is packed small integer because it only contains small integers 1, 2, 3, and we assign floating value to the array, hence it is converted to packed double element. So by this command you can trace the transitions happening in your code, and by watching these transitions you can try to boost your performance in another ways. Means if you think that some holy elements is getting created in your code, then you can improve that and boost your performance as well. Now there are multiple another concepts also there, and if you go went through these details, you can check old space is there, and cow. Okay, cow, cow keyword is also there. Cow stands for copy on write, and it is again another topic to discuss. So if anyone wants the detailed about that topic, then please add your comment in the comment box. We will try to make a video for you guys. I think that's all for this video. Means we covered all the points, and I am using official vlog. Means I just went through the official V8 official blog to learn this thing, and I will share the link with you also. So if anyone is interested to deep dive in the concepts of array internals, then he can check out that link as well. Thanks for your patience. And if you like this video, then please like, share, and subscribe the channel, so that in future also I am taking, or I will be working on some more concepts, and I will add some interesting videos as well, so that you can, and also I will gain the knowledge. That's all. Thanks. We'll meet in the next video.